full show at first because we were the openers. But I performed like I had a full audience. I never knew Alibaba was. They said Alibaba. And they said, Alibaba said, I give you a standing ovation. Why? Because you did your thing regardless of who was in the hall or how many people. You were you. And that was how I did my thing. And from there, I didn't cancel me. From Alibaba show, I did Ina. From Ina, I did basket. From basket, and that was how it happened for me. Then I did Oxymoron. So I was featured on platforms to be able to create my own platform, and that was a big break.
Ladies and gentlemen, give your best every time, regardless of who's watching. Maraji, sometimes, I watch your video and I ask myself, this guy has multiple personality. I don't want to use the last word, but but I think that in my mind, I now begin to ask myself that how does she come about the entire process? If you could say, this is how I write this skit, what goes into this skit, would you be able to give us that here?
To be honest, I don't know how I come about my skits. They just come to me. Most times, many of my skits are experience, and for some funny reason, I've experienced all of the skits I've made. My most popular video, which is the Igbo music video, while growing up, my elder sister, she loves Igbo music. She's not Igbo, I'm not Igbo. Nobody likes Igbo songs except my sister. So when she got married, she would listen to Igbo music all day, every day. And I was just like, why? Like all the songs to listen to Igbo songs. And they were in my mind, like they taunted my brain. So when I got the idea, it wasn't hard for me to do. I know the song lyrics like in my brain, so it wasn't hard for me. When I uploaded that video, I was so shocked from people's reaction because I thought it was just some random thing that I do, and which is like my reaction every time I upload a video. It's like people see something that I don't see because it's a regular thing for me. I grew up in a family that my dad insults me on a day-to-day basis, and to me that's love. Do you understand? So my dad is like, hey, come here, you Chris, come here. That's my name. Do you understand? I'm used to it.
Chris is your name?
Yeah, like, that's you. What you did, come here. So I'm used to that, but somebody will see that now, like, laugh, you get, and me, that's my dad is calling me with love, you get. So, yeah, like, things like that make me really shocked at people's reaction. So most of my videos are actually my experiences. I grew up in a very, very comical environment. My mom, like, we don't speak English in the house. We speak pure pidgin. Like, I'm the only one who speaks English. But if my dad says, how you doing at high school? Fine. Like, I speak English, my dad speaks pidgin. So growing up, I just heard pidgin over and over again. My mom is very sarcastic. My mom never takes anybody seriously. If you ask her a stupid question, she gives a stupid answer. So, like, those type of sarcasm growing up with me, it just became a part of me. So, when I make videos, I'm just trying to replicate what I grew up with. And then people just be like, oh my God. Yeah, the multiple personality, I don't know, I guess.
How has it been now that you are the celeb, somebody described you this way, the most hard-working Instagram comedian that you know? Actually, Bankole described it that way. The most hard-working Instagram comedian that he knows. So how has it been managing stardom and making sure that you remain current, churning out things that make everybody... I went through your page yesterday, and the least views you have many times are in the thousands. So how do you maintain that so far?
When people call it celebrity, it's not something I like to get in my head to make me feel bigger than myself. In my mind, I'm just this random girl on Instagram that makes videos that anybody can make, but by God's grace, I'm getting the views and I'm getting the audience. So with my videos, I try to make sure that anything I put out there is something that I like personally, and I'm very critical. Like, you cannot, like, getting me to like something is not easy. Like, getting me to laugh, getting me to like something is not the easiest. I'm not the most amused person. So if something can make me laugh, then I'm sure it will make someone else laugh. So that's how I see it. So if I like my video, then I'm sure it will help, you know, that other person out there laugh. But if I don't like it, then I'm not too sure about them. But with creating content, I feel like you should push yourself. Pushing yourself is very, very important. Because if you are just relaxed and feeling like, yeah, people don't, you know, they already like me now, so no time to just they put too much energy again. There are so many people putting out content day to day and, like, you know, trying to grow their engagement, and people don't have time. You know, loyalty is only like due for a particular period of time. If you're not putting effort, people are going to go to the next man. So you need to make sure that your audience, you know, stay engaged in the right way, and you don't now try to make yourself superficial just to make them, you know, stay, or just a man must blow anyhow. Even if not bad or not good, man just blow. Nah, that's a wrong way of thinking for me. So yeah, I just feel like putting out content that you yourself will like, not just because of the, you know, act of putting content out. So yeah.
If we were to say 3 to 5 lessons you've learned in this journey, what would those lessons be?
Not everything you like, as in not everything that you think is amazing or you think is good will actually make people, you know, happy. Or basically the things you like might not be what other people will like. Just because you think you like it doesn't mean they will like it. The things you don't like, the things you think, this one is not too good, it's not too nice, you'll be so shocked to see how people like it. So if you're unsure about something, show somebody else, you know, see their reaction, see what they think about it. That's why, you know, we are human beings, we are meant to relate, right? So show someone else and see what they feel about it. If they like it, show someone else, you know, see how, you know, they like it. Because if you are just putting the whole, you know, thing on yourself to see, oh, if I like it or if I don't like that's the only criteria, then yeah, it might not go as planned all the time. But see how other people like it and how they vibe to it, then yeah. Number 2, I don't really know. I just live life as it comes, to be honest. I don't know. I've learned a lot of lessons I probably cannot remember right now. But don't let stardom get into your head, because it's fizzle. You can't really hold on to it. You just have to make sure you work as hard as you can and save as much money, and don't let social media make you feel like you have to show your money and show what you have and show what you don't. It doesn't really matter. Nobody really cares. They just want gist. Everybody wants to see gist. So I've learned that putting your life out there for the comments and whatnot can have its disadvantages and advantages. Just put out what you know is required. This is what is going to make me money, because at the end of the day, that's why you're there. But if you want to now put your life out there in the case of, I want to be famous, I want to be that, it will fizzle down and people will talk bad about you in time. And yeah, those are the few lessons I've learned.
Okay, I want everybody to please bring out your mobile phones right now. Please, where's my phone? You are going to do me a favor. I'm here, Daniel, just come. Just come. You are going to do me a favor. If you can't take pictures, if you can't zoom in close enough, you can just take a selfie where you are and say hashtag live your dreams, LYD7, or hashtag SHOWTIME, LYDA7, or hashtag SHOWTIME, and say I'm hanging out with Maraji and Kenny Black, and mention any other person, Forever, Mr. Paul, Akin Adesoji, everybody that you've seen here today, at least those people that have gone, that came, there was no light, they went away, they will know that, oh, this program has started and it's going on in a very fine note. So please, let's quickly do that. Everybody, please bring out your mobile phones and let us take that selfie. We'll come to you right after this question I'll ask Kenny Black, which is also about managing celebrity status and fame. Nobody is taking picture. Kenny, please come and help me. Maharaji, you two, stand up small. There's something you should do. What's your name?
Okay. So, none of us go mention our name, but that's it.
No, we are not shouting your name. We are shouting LYDA, Live Your Dreams Africa. Is that okay?
Okay. Because your phone, that's why I cannot. Stand here, my friend. Stand here.
Thank
I
you.
just started, so we need to. Are we good?
You guys are part of this video.
Okay, it's a video.
Another video or picture?
You said it's a picture that we just
Do
shout.
video.
Okay. Because memory card don't full.
My memory card. Your memory card don't full. Oh yeah, let's do it. Kenny, over to you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're live. You're having fun. Can somebody tell us where we are?
YDA.
Where are we?
LYDA.
Where are we?
LYDA.
Some noise!
Thank you. I know, so you get the energy. We are offer. It is over.
Okay.
Post that picture, post the video, and we're taking questions now. Please write your questions. There are ushers around. They will take your questions. It will go through a vetting process, and then we'll take your questions. Kenny,
Sir.
Maraji just spoke about managing the lessons she's learned in her journey so far. Many young people don't handle fame and celebrity life quite well, especially considering the fact that you are the last born. How have you managed to hold it together?
Wow, it's been
So
crazy.
let me make it a twofold question. You
Okay.
answer this question and then you tell us about this your social reform program, MADA.
Okay.
All right.
Managing this fame and everything, I remember I said to myself that the day I'll make my first million, I will leave Ejigbo, because I know that family problems will come. People will call me and say, Kenny Black, Kenny Black, before you know it, the money is finished. But I think I was able to manage it well. I think as at 2012, I already had a lawyer. I had a manager.
Lawyer.
Yes.
Manager.
Yes. Because somebody said to me when I started 2008, they said, you need to have a lawyer so you won't be cheated. One of the things your lawyer will tell you is how to manage some things. And I started, the day I made my first 1 million, I didn't know how to spend it. But as the last born, my dad is retired. My dad said to me, the best thing you can do, like Maraji said, is to invest. So I removed my tithes so that things will not be freeze. So I...
Kenny, you are
You
wicked.
see, Bush not put me in trouble.
You are wicked, Kenny.
Yeah, it's the weekend. So I removed my tithe and I invested. And because I had a dream to open a musical studio for myself, that way I can record the things that I do instead of going out to record those things. So half of the money went to getting a space. And my dad said to me, no, I'm the landlord now. How come I know I'm busy butter? Then you will... I said, I didn't want to do that. I just saw somebody cry. I said, that's very good for us. So my dad gave me space. I bought musical instrument. And he taught me one good lesson, that you invest. Today, I still have that studio. And I have recorded a lot of things that I would have recorded outside with over millions of naira. That was how I was able to manage. Then fame, I don't let fame get into my head. The first song I wrote in my life was, this is the lyrics. Lord, help me remember you when the time is here. Don't let the money and the fame get into my head.
Sing it.
Help me remember you when the time is here. Don't let the fame and money get into my head. Watch out for part two. So it was, I kept on listening to that song. I recorded it in my house. And each time I feel like being proud, something just draws me back. And like, Ghana, Ejigbo, they still. There are so many, I grew up in a place where if you don't do Yahoo, if you don't do things that are not legal, you are not a big boy. So when people saw me making it, they started coming to me. Like people who said, I started as a clown. I was wearing jargons. I wear different type of shoes, paint my eyes, paint my ears, everything. My brother, I lost friends because they thought I was mad. I lost friends. They said, people were telling their kids, don't associate with that boy. That boy does not have sense. So he doesn't know. But a few years later, they started telling me to mentor their kids. They started telling me to be a role model to their children. Why? Because of consistency. I didn't forget where I was coming from. I didn't let the fame get into my head. Today, I have a musical studio in Ejigbo where I record people for free. Then I started, yes, free before. So I started, till now, basically, till now. So that point, I started a campaign called Making a Difference. So when I said I am mad, people said, I said it before, with me. So I started being mad with making a difference. M making A for A, D for difference. I invited people together. I said, come together. Let us, the platform that I have, I don't have a big platform yet. This was in 2010. Let us come together. Let us do shows.
Wait, so before you even blew,
Before I blew.
you had this initiative.
But I stubborn.
Cool.
Before, because I know where I was going to. So I started working. So I said to myself that if I don't achieve this thing this year, I'm moving on to something bigger. I wanted to do my show in Muson. That period, I wanted to do my show in Muson. That week, I lost my mom.
Wow, sorry about that.
I lost my mom and I couldn't do the show. So I was not fit to do a show. And they said, let's do Muson. And I said, no, I've passed that place. For my mind, I don't do them. We are going to a hotel. And that was how I did the hotel. I don't go back to my mistakes. I move forward. So those are the things that happened to me, and we started making a difference. Bring people together, bring celebrities together, and let them perform in front of the celebrities. If you are good, the celebrities will pick you up. Don't wait until somebody, you don't need to be somebody's boy to make it.
True.
I didn't blow out of anybody. I was AY's boy, I was Ali Baba's boy, I was basketball, I was everybody's boy. That was why they called me comedian, favorite comedian, because I was doing for everybody. I didn't depend on this person must blow me, this person must blow me. If you have very good content, and if you work with the right set of friends, you go blow.
True.
And it's just a matter of time. So I'm here today because I'm an ambassador of grace, I'm an ambassador of hard work, and the fact that I'm here today as Kenny Black, I still work hard to make sure that I give the very best of my performance, just like an upcoming comedian. So when we say Kenny Black is a celebrity, I'm a celeb boy, British Lokutanwa, but
Otito, it's okay. It's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Kenny Black and for Maraji. Okay, do we have those questions coming in now? Do we have those questions? I still have questions if you don't have questions. Anybody? Oh, please come forward.
yeah. I'm single.
I'm sure it has gone. What did you say?
I said I'm dropping a single, it's a song.
Okay. This is from Maraji. Okay, so she will do this last. Somebody has requested, Maraji, that you are such a good dancer. Please dance for us small. That's what they said. And Kenny Black, a corollary to this is that you are such a good comedian, music comedian. Please perform for us small before you leave. Are we okay with that? Do we want him to perform? Or you should just go home? Okay.
Thank you, Kuba Kole, for the invoice. We appreciate it.
Another question. No, this is not another question. This is plenty other questions. The people that are doing this live should not play now. Okay. I think we've answered this question, but let me couch it in a different way. Have you ever, this person wants to know, what do you do to stay relevant? Because you are fantastic. Do you have downtimes? Do you get to points where you're tired and to give? What do you, those points?
I think when I first started making videos...
Kenny, you answer too.
I think when I first started making videos, I was solely focusing on making videos. I was not trying to add any other part of my life to making videos. I was just making videos. Morning, I would wake up, write an idea down, make the video, do this. I wasn't living my life as like a regular human being. I was living my life solely for Instagram. And I think that's very unhealthy. I got into this stage of depression, and I was extremely sad. I felt extremely lonely.
Wait. Let's take that again. You were sad one time by watching other people's videos on Instagram.
Yeah,
you were depressed one time.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm saying so because it is almost a rampant, very common now. Yeah. To think that the Maraji that we see today was once depressed. I just wanted us to pause there for effect. Continue, please.
So, yeah, I was extremely, sad. I felt very lonely because I felt like I was living my life solely for other people to see. I wasn't living my own, life behind the camera. So it was just me, camera, edit, upload. Me, camera, edit, upload. My happiness lied solely on the fact that my videos were doing very well. And that's very, very unhealthy. So what I do when I feel like, nah, I need time off is do other things. So I created hobbies for myself, like cooking. So I cook now. I go shopping. Like he said, he sees me a lot in Winnie's. That's a supermarket in our area. I go shopping. I buy food. I go home. I cook. Just have time for myself. Do other things apart from standing in front of a camera and, trying to recreate characters. So I feel like having a life apart from staying in front of the camera or doing whatever it is you're doing to make money is very, very important.
So that's how you get out of the crossroad.
Yeah.
For me, this might sound crazy to a lot of people, but every year I go into a mood where some people might call mood swing. I think almost every year I go into depression. Why? Especially when I don't have
Every
new
year?
jokes. Yes.
Every year.
My brother, let me explain to you. Each time I don't have a new joke, I feel like killing myself. You understand? Because not like killing myself. I feel like the whole world is against me. My first audience ever was my standing mirror. So if I can make the guy in the mirror laugh, then we'll burn you away, no feel laugh. But each time I write a joke, or each time I need to write a joke, there are some times when you need to perform at events, but you don't have new materials, but you have to show up and do your thing. At that point, I don't have new jokes. I don't have things to say to people. And I'm dealing with fans who want popular demands and fans who are tired of hearing those popular demands. So at that point, I'm scared. I don't know what is going to happen. Why? Because no matter who you are, you must show up. Because if you don't show up, people will say it's pride.
Yes, this is showtime.
This is showtime. So I think it happened to me. It happened to me last year when I was about writing the content for Oxymoron. A month to Oxymoron, there was no content. I didn't know what to write. I didn't know what to tell people. People were buying tickets, and I was scared, like what is going to happen.
You were pushing tickets without having products.
My brother, you know what?
That's 419.
Yeah, so I tried it the first year. The content came the week of the show. So I know that if it can happen to me again, it can happen to me anytime.
So if you don't have things you have a goal and the resources are not available, keep pushing.
I'll keep pushing. I will show up. That's the most important thing. You have to show up. To show to the enemy that my brother I can still do this. Regardless. Because now you, by your talents, now God give you, no be them.
Wow.
You have to show it. So it happens a lot of times. So I try to write jokes. They don't come out. And guess what? God is faithful. And I think I'm not called God Grace Ambassador for nothing. I cannot go down on my knees and say, God, it is happening again. I can hear you.
I can hear you.
It is happening again. And
That's
God will not
sign
say.
that we should leave here.
So it's a sign, Abi. So it is that when you go down on your knees and tell God that I'm going through this and I don't want to repeat this same thing again. This year, I can tell you that the content for Oxymoron came 2 months before because I was consistent in my prayers and I believed in myself.
Kenny Black.
Abraham, I'm proud of you.
All right. Kenny, I'm a father of 2.
I'm a father of none for now.
So, Emile Lebon, Iwola Blue. Anyways, final questions for, interestingly, both of them are for Maraji, but the last one will be for both of you. Plans for the future, final question. But Maraji, somebody wants to know, where did the name Maraji come from?
Maraji.
Maraji. Ah, boy, you can hear.
The surname is Masu. Maraji, Masu.
Okay, so Maraji comes from...
The Indian person.
Yes, I'm tired of explaining this. It comes from the Indian...
We know, we are finished. We are finished.
Yeah, it comes from the Indian language, and Maraji, or the real term is Maharaj, which means king. I thought it was going to be too hard for Nigerians to pronounce, so I just Maraji. Yeah.
Okay. Plans for the future.
My friend Nansa.
I don't understand Chinese.
Plans for the future. In one word.
Plans for the future. I want to take music comedy to another level. It's been 10 years already doing music comedy.
Wow.
Yes,
10
years. Yes. And I want to take music comedy to another level. I started at Muro Kola Park, and I want to be the first comedian to fill up TBS for a comedy show.
Wow. Maraji, plans for the future.
Intimidated. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I said it all.
Okay, somebody say amen.
Amen.
Okay, Kenny, this is the time many of us have been waiting for.
No, now she go first dance. Ladies first.
No, you must perform.
She want to save the last
So
dance.
that they will-
It's not fair now.
Kenny, please come and perform.
See now. So when I know my joke, which one? Okay.
Wait, Kenny,
Sir?
in January, I was at an event and I said that at that time, Tenny was becoming she is still a sensation.
Yeah.
And I said, we don't have a Kenny Black version of Your Mayor yet.
Yes.
And we don't have a version of Your Case yet.
What take the one?
Oh, take Bewa. I'll talk people.
So Uyamayo can be. You want to put me on the spot? Uyamayo can be people that I don't like them singing any song. Calabar people. Uyamayo leru. What in be leru? When an Awusa man sings, I go slap Aguero for your case. It's sweet, but when they sing Oleku is annoying. Oleku. I tell wish I'm I know if you do a foolish boy. For what? And it's always amazing. But the people that are amazing musically are the Igbo people, the Yoruba people, the Hausa people. For example, me as a person, I like receiving phone calls. I remember the first time, I'm not dancing for you, don't say anything. I remember the first time Mr. Bankole called me and said, Kenny Black, I want you to come and do. I don't know what is it with rich people. Do you know that every rich man has a thick voice? I don't know. I was speaking to Dangote when he called me for an event and he was like, okay, he spoke to me. There was a speaking among us. So he called me and he was like, hello. I said, hello. He said, don't shout at me. I said, what is this? He said, Dangote. I said, still the farm money? He said, I'm not your boy, my banner. I said, no problem, sir. I said, how much do you charge for weddings? I said, sir, for weddings, I do for 5 million, 7 million. He said, that's quite on the high side. Can you do for 4 million? I said, sir, for 3 million, I can serve small jobs. It's okay. That's very good. I got to the wedding. It was Yinka Ayefele that sang. Very distinguished guest. Any wedding you see Yinka Ayefele as an MC, perform first before he sings. That man will sing for 30 hours. MC go turn hype man. And once that man sees money, his religion changes. He go like, Ayefele ti bo when niye ke bosagbo. Àgbàre o kẹbẹrẹ kẹwàá gbàjọ ọmọdé ilé o ẹ máa kú ìkàlẹ̀ èkúté ilé o ẹ máa kú ìkàlẹ̀ aláǹgbá ilé o ẹ máa kú ìkàlẹ̀ làpálàpá ilé o ẹ máa kú ìkàlẹ̀ ẹ̀yin bẹ́ẹ̀dbọ́gì ilé o ẹ máa kú ìkàlẹ̀. The comment of spread dollars now, Pastor E.A. Adeboye. Jehovah, you are the master. Ayefele, you are the more. Coming to spread pounds, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Oh, man, for salatu and song. Oh, man, for salatu. The man sang for almost the whole day. The man said, Kenny Black, can you just go and do one joke? And I went on stage and I did my favorite joke. The thing goes, Kurura. Pa, 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 pa. Killer song, skibidi, papa. And I do no kudum. Enyara, skia, do kudum. Auntie, Kishokore, Orami, now. After that, the man gave me extra 2 million. I just said, I'm into dry cleaning. I can wash your clothes. Ladies and so I heard something now. Okay. Settle.
Oh, no. We don't.
Okay, let me jump to that. Give me volume. Okay, let me finish this one. Okay, let me go back to that. Let me do
This
one.
person that wants to turn Kenny Black on like this.
All right, volume, let me write. What's about let me hear me? Let me. Okay, the first time I heard Mr. Bankole. I don't know, let me get one. Mr. Bankole said, Kenny Black, you are still single. I said, where can I look for a girl? He said, Kenny, the club isn't the best place to find a lovers at the bar is where I go. So I went to the bar, because I'm not a woman, I walk out to the bar. So I went there on the Monday, and I was there with just He said, Kenny Black, what kind of girlfriend do you want? I said, sir, let me tell you, sir. I said, sir, I am looking for a sister. China, my lover. She was designer. You see what I do from this guy? I said, this guy. Give me sugar. I'm not to meet this guy, like, fine girl. My name is Kenny Black. He said, what do you want? I said, excuse me. I said, fine girl, you got it. I said, you got it. I love the girls now, you are busy. The girl insulted me. She said, Kenny Black, I want you. She said, what do you want? She said, Kenny. Olówó for basis is zombie, oh, you be zombie. I say I'm rich, you say, no, can you go? No money before the door. I say what? As I was talking to her, Wizkid came. Oh, we judge Wizkid. As Wizkid came, she saw Wizkid like, oh my God, amazing! Wizkid, make we dance. Daddy, yo, make we dance. Starboy, make we dance. Wizkid is something that was like, hey! I got the girls from my yard, they get big, but I know they make me feel amazing. I got the girls that they give me tears, I know. Can you grab a banana? Can you grab a banana? As I follow the girl to Whiskey, just say, can you grab? I borrowed money from her when I wanted to make it. So, this is just 5 million. When the girl saw the money, she came to me, she was like, can you grab? Shoot, what? What do you do? I cannot play with you. And I tell the girl, say, when the bed with the entire bed. All the girls don't be shake their body. Now one guy will tell me, can I grab? This one I do. I forget Whiskey say, who this guy? I said, no. Oh, I will be taking you. Oh, for the international banana. The meeting with you. As I was as I don't follow the girl talk. Davido entered. What's up? I got this girl. How much should I get? I know. This guy. Yes. I got to do. I'm going to tell me. Hey. Every time I hear me on me. Hello, baby. Have you something? I saw this girl outside this morning. She was crying. I thought I could just look at the black. Mama, do you meet her? If that does not deserve standing ovation, I don't know what else does. Reaction wise, for the man, the woman, I think I should try this joke. This one I did now. I think I'll be doing it now. I want to say sweet. It's sweet. Thank you. For all the single ladies here, please answer. Let's talk. Maraji. Do you have any Indian song for Maraji to dance? Maraji, you only dance Indian song. Why are you doing like this now? We actually don't have Indian song. Just dance any song. Please, where the DJ? Where the DJ? Maraji. He's dancing a lot of can you black up boy? I'm not there. No, you're supposed to do this song now. Come. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite the convener, Labour Dreams Africa, to come. Somebody was saying she don't dance.
Shut down Empire.
Somebody was saying she don't dance. Everybody make some noise for Kenny Black and Maraji. What's it to? It's okay.
See brother,
The spirit has entered.
see brother,
The spirit has entered.
brother we move, brother we wise, brother no get.
They're proposing to you. They're proposing to you. With flower. No. Maraji. I don't know if anyone has ever told you this, but DJ Bass Brother, it's okay. Please don't say I'm not going to say this. And it's time for me. Don't say this to propose a business idea to you. I know how you should work on this. Mr. Williams, first.
Did you enjoy that session? I can hear you. Did you enjoy that session? I want you to put your hands together for Kenny Black and Maraji. Wow, amazing. Man, I was so blessed by all the things that you guys shared. Thank you so much. You know, for me, it's interesting when people make your work easy. And these guys, you know, inviting them to this platform was so, so easy for me. For making it easy, please, guys, appreciate them. Right. Kenny, on behalf of Live Your Dreams Africa, I would like to present you with our Live Your Dreams Africa pillow. Thank you for you know, giving all the value and sharing all the lessons here today. God bless you. Thank you.
Kenny, stop smiling. It's okay. Kenny. Don't go anywhere.
And Maraji, you know, I think your work is amazing. Your work ethic is incredible. And for sharing all those lessons and for being so flexible here on stage with us. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, Maraji and Kenny, of course. Together. Mr. Bankole. You are doing as if they've joined you here together now. Oh, yeah. Make her for no carry last, eh? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the show goes on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Omar, Maraji, and Kenny Black one more time. A collection of talented individuals. Thank you so much. Now we're moving on swiftly because we know we're pressed for time. We're going to have some spoken word, and I will tell you before she tells you, the secret to spoken word is do not clap until the end, before they forget the next line while you are clapping. All right, but believe me, you want to save this applause. Please put your hands together and celebrate Princess as she comes.
Good afternoon. Can I get a mic stand? How's everybody doing? Inside the heat, I saw everybody. Nigeria is not okay. But we'll be okay. All right. Okay, let me just go on. If there is one important lesson that Nigeria has taught me, it is that everybody is mad. Now, some cases might be mild and some might be critical. For some people, no, thank you. I'm good. Yes. Sorry. See, I must use it because he stressed himself. Thank you. Now I want to stress myself. Okay, I'll start again. If there is one important lesson Nigeria has taught me, it is that everybody is mad. Case study today. Now, some cases might be mild and some might be critical. In some people, symptoms might be pronounced, and in others, it's minimal, but the condition is the same. If Nigeria is your country's name, you are most likely not completely sane. I cannot count how many times I've had to readjust my ambition because the Nigerian dust on my windscreen won't allow me see my vision. Every stage of puberty hits me with a level of reality so hard that I went from being an aspiring medical practitioner to writing poems about how everybody is mad. I look at the young children of nowadays and I ask myself, should we tell them all these mathematics you are calculating of when you will enter school, when you will graduate, and when you will marry cannot be calculated with ordinary calculator? Today, you might want to be a doctor, and tomorrow you might be an Instagram mentor. It goes either way. Okay. Today you might want to be a doctor, and tomorrow you might be an Instagram mentor. But they said I should not use my key to lock other people's door, and so I let the kids dream. At least that's what childhood is for. But if you say you are not mad, I want to ask you a question. Do you work on the mainland and live on the island? And every day relocate back from the interlocking brick road to your valley of red sand? How many days do you get home after the sunset? Can you count with the fingers on your hand? How many days do you face life-threatening situations or try to save money and so you take a BRT and stand? How many times have you canceled a reunion because your mates have accomplishments that can put you to shame? How many days have you run into the shadows because you feel like nobody cares what you have to say? How many times have you been caught dreaming during the day? Even right now as I speak, your mind is running wild, running free, thinking of everything that you desire to be, desire to see more, say more, do more. But then reality hits, and the reality is that all fingers are equal, but some are more equal than the rest. And it seems like the doors only open to those who knock with the longest legs. And it seems like you have nothing to show for every time you put in your best. Because in Nigeria, even those who don't contest can carry first. They say no pain, no gain. But we've given ourselves yet again and again. But guess what? Another Live Your Dreams Africa, and you are here again. So allow me to acknowledge your madness if you will not do it by yourself. I think you are mad. Madly consistent, madly persistent, and madly resilient. And though the odds are stacked against you like dominoes, you take down every Goliath with a sling and 5 cold stones. I see you, bro, waking up 5 a.m. every morning with your 3-piece suit inside down for. I see you, sis, with your body fantasy so you don't get to work smelling like cleaner Lagos and go slow. Because in a country like Nigeria, nobody owes you anything. So you must learn to first bank on your fidelity. Your dreams are valid, resounding like an echo. So believe in yourself and listen. Remember, there can be no guarantee for success when trust is missing. So do not readjust your zenith and do not reduce your standard. Because at the end of all this madness, we hope that tomorrow we have dreamed of will grant us access. So this is my call to all the normal people in the room, for those whose madness has been subsidized into mediocrity, for all those whose dreams have been injured by reality, for all those whose prophecies have met with opposition, and for all those whose backs have been bent by condition, for all those whose vision vanished very violently and have volunteered their voices to avoid. I want you to remember that the first step to victory is validation. So validate yourself and speak your reality into existence. And when they tell you it's impossible, show them the madness, show them the drive, show them the fire inside our eyes, show them the flag, then show them the time. It's showtime. Thank you.
Can we put our hands together for Princess one more time, please? Job well done. Now I have a special announcement from the founder of Online Publishers and Entrepreneurs Network that's open. Her name is Edemi Edewo. We have some of her books for sale outside, and they're going to be doing a raffle draw for everyone who purchases books. All right, there's a grand prize. If you buy 3 books, you stand a chance to win a publishing deal for your own book. You get a full website and free 1-year hosting that's worth over 200,000 naira. If you buy 2 books, you stand a chance to win a publishing deal for your own book. And if you buy 1 book, you get a chance to win a free e-flyer worth 5,000 naira. All right? I believe that's worthy of a round of applause. So later on in the course of the events, during the break, make your way to the vendor stand at the back, just outside, and ask for the Online Publishers and Entrepreneurs Network Open you buy the books, and the winners will be selected at the end of this event. No mago, no YLO, right? Very transparent. Okay, at this point in time, I have good news and I have good news. Which one do you want to hear first? Good news, our keynote speaker is in the building. And moderating this session with our keynote speaker is no other person than the UK certified international life coach, the convener of Live Your Dreams Africa. Please put your hands together for the man that has gathered us like this for the last 7 years, Bankole Williams. All right, please turn your attention to the multimedia screens and listen up for the profile of our keynote speaker.
Now Banga, and an MSc in Finance. Introducing Dr. Herbert Wigwe. Dr. Herbert Wigwe has a degree in accountancy from the University of Nigeria, an MA in banking and finance from the University College of North Wales, now Banga, and an MSc in financial economics from the University of London. He's an alumnus of the Harvard Business School Executive Management Program. His career in financial services spans more than 27 years, including over 17 years as Deputy Managing Director and subsequently CEO of Access Bank. He recently pioneered the seamless merger between two of Nigeria's biggest banks, Access Bank and Diamond Bank, making Access Bank a Tier 1 franchise spanning 3 continents, 12 countries, 600 branches, 28,000 staff, and 29 million customers. He's a board member of Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company and a member of the advisory board for Friends Africa. He is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, a fellow of the Institute of Credit Administration, and an honorary member of Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. Being a seasoned entrepreneur, Herbert appreciates the innovative potential of young people and actively invests in the development of the youth through making out time to mentor aspiring entrepreneurs. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Herbert Wigwe.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our keynote speaker, Dr. Herbert Wigwe.
Okay, it is indeed an honor to be seated beside you today. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bankole.
A number of people may not know he's actually been waiting, for us. Thank you for waiting patiently, sir. I have a few interesting questions to ask, sir.
Go ahead.
We have a lot of young people here, and I think a number of people here would really like to learn about your background. What was growing up like for you, and how did your growing up, your childhood prepare you for this path that you're on today?
Okay, let me just take you back a little bit. First of all, I came from, my parents were civil servants, so it's not as if they had money. And they had 7 children. I was number 4. And so you can imagine for a civil service family what that meant in terms of looking after all the children. So we grew up in Port Harcourt, where my parents were working at that time. And when it got to time to go to secondary school, I chose to go to Federal Government College, Sokoto. And for those who have been that far, you will know that Sokoto is really, really a very, very long way away from home if you were living in Port Harcourt. Now, what did that do for me? As a starting point, it made me become very independent very, very early. If you have not been to the north and you went to Sokoto, even as an adult today to live, definitely you'll be homesick. So it was a different type of life. But it made me understand human beings so much better. And of course, it taught me how to live, and be very independent, because I was, 11 years old at that point in time. But of course, the value system that had been entrenched in me by my parents, all right, helped me throughout that whole process. So little things. Whatever your religion is, if you're a Christian or a Muslim, you believe in God, you must take it seriously, because it does, inside your mind, all right, leaves certain things around conscience, around conduct, about morals, etc. Very important. Obviously, to have gotten into a unity school at that particular point in time, you needed to have done well in your, in your first school living certificate and pass the examinations. Now, those examinations were not easy, all right? In fact, at that time, it was not fashionable to go overseas, even if your parents could afford it, because the educational system was considered strong. So, in a civil servant's house, once you come in from the garage, you are straight in the living room or in the dining room. I don't know why they call it the dining room, because we spent all our time reading. They should have called it a reading room or reading table. All right? So we spent all our time studying there. And so even at that, what it did for me was help me build things around focus. So I went to Federal Government College, Sokoto, and those little things that I've been trained on helped me through my time. Now, I didn't finish in Federal Government College, Sokoto, because my parents were worried when it got to time for elections and insisted and transferred me to Federal Government College, Warri, which is where eventually I did my school certificate. Came back to Warri. Great school, great school, but I'll tell you, if I was to compare the two of them, Sokoto was probably better. I think the more distant you are from home, the more you learn to focus, the more you learn to be independent. I mean, there were no planes. You had airplanes coming to Sokoto once a week. So you had to drive to Zaria. You had to fight to get on your reserved coach. Very, very different. And those reserved coaches, at that time, you would find a lot of lepers would get into your coach. So you had to basically fight your way through to get them out, and then hang on to that coach until you got to Port Harcourt, which was a 2.5 day journey. So we finished, and of course, having passed my school certificate, at that time we took our WAEC examinations, went to University of Nigeria, and of course that was why I chose to study accountancy. Now, there were different things along the way, whether I chose to go to IFE or, I was given admission in IFE for something called actuarial science, which I wanted, and I changed my mind, and that was how I went to University of Nigeria and studied accounting. Now, the choice of accounting, at that time, my parents thought that the only course you could read was either medicine, law, or engineering. Those three. You couldn't read anything else. So when I said accounting, they said, what will I do with it? But I'd read enough books growing up, and I felt I would read that accounting was good, and that it was going to be a good entry point into studying finance later in life. That was how I got into accounting. Qualified, finished, graduated, qualified. I think we were maybe 23 years old at that time. At the time we qualified as chartered accountants, which was a great thing, and before I started moving on. But where did we build our entrepreneurial spirit from? First of all, having done well or focused in school, let me put it that way, and succeeding in what I was doing in school. One thing I have always learned is that anything you start, anything, you have to finish it. I don't care whether it's education, whatever project you start, it requires a rare discipline. Think of how many of your friends start one thing, they won't finish it. Even education, they won't finish it. It is very important. And that was one lesson I learned in all of those things, even when we're taking our ICANN examinations. Many people just abandoned it. I mean, you either start something and finish it, or you don't even start it at all. So I went and worked for a bank. First of all, I worked in Coopers and Lybrand. And after that, I worked in a bank called Capital Merchant Bank. Now, that was one of the greatest experiences I had in life. The reason it was a great experience was that it taught me how not to run a bank, because the bank went under. So having worked there, it was a startup institution. It did not have the right values, if I was to put it that way, in terms of how it was structured. And of course, it didn't take me 1 year to understand the issues around it. All right? But the good thing about working in an entrepreneurial environment was the fact that I learned how to start running a business or starting a bank from scratch. but I also learned how not to run a bank. Went back to school, did another master's degree, came back, and then worked in a bank called, which is my competition today, which is GT Bank. Great institution because the founders who were mentors to myself and my partner basically shared the same values that we share. But I think